Foreign Affairs Assistant Secretary Carlos Sorreta says the proposed increased rotational presence of American troops does not ensure the permanent stay of U.S. soldiers in the country. He also assured that no nuclear weapons will be allowed into the Philippines. Added details from Waywaya Macalma.
Philippine negotiators assure talks with the U.S. on the proposed framework agreement on increased rotational presence of U.S. troops will be in accordance with the Philippine Constitution. This as negotiations focus on Philippine military facilities and installations where U.S. troops and defense equipment will be granted access, implementing arrangements, prepositioning of supplies and material, security, ownership, protection of the environment, utilities and communications, procedures, resolution of disputes, and duration and termination. Assistant Secretary Carlos Sorreta assures that the negotiations will definitely benefit the Philippines and no nuclear weapons will be allowed to enter Philippine territory.
During this round, we were able to impress upon the United States delegation the importance of respecting the Constitution and laws of the Philippines, and that we were also able to come to understanding on some principles, particularly full respect for Philippine sovereignty, non-permanence of U.S. troops, and no U.S. base in the Philippines, full Philippine control and authority over facilities, the mutuality of benefits, and respect for the constitutional prohibition against nuclear weapons.
During the whole-day meeting, both panels were able to discuss 13 provisions. They declined to give detailed information. Both panels would also not say how many additional American soldiers will be coming to the Philippines once the arrangement is finalized. According to Undersecretary Pio Lorenzo Batino, the importance of having the framework agreement is to protect our sovereignty and for the country to achieve credible defense posture amid territorial threats.
The intention of the framework agreement is to provide general and principles on the further implementation of the Mutual Defense Treaty and the Visiting Forces Agreement. It will not talk about exact size and shape of the visiting troops and the visiting equipment from the U.S. Our AFP and your DND are able to screen and determine the ideal activities that would be consented upon by the Philippine government, taking into account the concerns or our objectives for further training, especially with modern defense equipment, and other activities that would strengthen the alliance.
In the last week of August, the negotiations will resume in Washington, USA. For the People's Television, Waywaya Macalma.